Today we are going to be making this adorable decoupaged mixed media project. And I hope, even if you're not making it, line by line with me, I hope this really does inspire you to make something awesome today. That's me. Yeah, I'm kicking off today's project with a little dance party because that's what I do. If I'm not doing a live voice recording, I'm just pretty much in my studio rocking and rolling. I think I was jamming out to the Sia station while I was making this. I'm using my little body template, and I have a copy of that for you, and that's available as a free download. If you want that, just let me know in the comments section, and I will drop you a link, and then you can actually download that exact same body template that I'm using today. I'm going to be, I picked out my scrapbook paper. I'm getting some stamps ready. I have my little body cut out ready. We're going to need some scissors. There's the scrapbook paper I'm using. We need some acrylic paint, brushes. You're definitely going to need some trace paper. I thought this was a more interesting way than just giving you a list of all the things. You could actually see me getting them. Hopefully you're not getting too nauseous. This part isn't too long. I get bored making videos. I make so many that, not that I get bored making them, but occasionally you gotta mix it up. You know what I'm saying? And if this is the first visit to my channel, my name is Karen Campbell. I am a mixed media artist, and I teach both drawing and mixed media here on YouTube. I haven't used stencils in so long, so today I was kind of going through my stash and just trying to feel inspired. I picked out the paper that has kind of a vintagey, travel-y feel to it. So I was just kind of looking to see if any stencils were, look at all my I have so many bodies. Again, if you want a body, let me know. I have plenty to spare. So I'm just looking through my stencil stash, see if there's anything that's going to be inspiring. And sometimes and this is what I'm doing for this video, I just kind of have off to the side a collection of the materials I think I might want to use, which is a little bit more spontaneous than pre-planning every single move. I so very rarely pre-plan anything. I find that my most successful pieces are the ones that I make all my decisions spur of the moment. And yes, you will need transfer paper for this project as well. I'm doing this whole series of body template based projects. And also next week, I'm doing one with a dog that is so adorable. I'll give you a sneak peek at the end of this video of what's coming next, because honestly, it's so cute. I think you're going to love it. So I'm just skipping past my books and my paints for a second to pick out a substrate. Again, I'm not planning anything out. I just have this collection of old, used, these are unopened things that I've had for God knows how long. So I really didn't even know what I was going to be choosing, but I ended up settling on a wood panel actually. And I thought I was going to go for the canvas board because those are really my favorite to do scrapbook, decoupage, collage projects on. I just like a nice sturdy substrate, but I have these wood panels, so I thought I would give it a try. One thing I do have to say about using wood is it's so thirsty. It's a very porous, thirsty substrate, so sometimes you can run into a few problems with that, and I did in this project as well, so I'm glad I did it because then I can pass along sort of the problems and also the solutions I came with as well. This paper that I'm using is super, I've had it for a long time, and it's very thick, and so it's bent strongly in these directions. I knew that if I used a matte gel or a matte medium or even Mod Podge, it wasn't going to be enough to keep it from curling, or I would just be fighting with it or trying to deal with bubbles and all this nonsense. So I went straight for my Weldbond. This is actually used in construction, but it's actually used with paint a lot. So I know that it's okay to use it with any projects that involve paint. I've also even used it as a sealer when I was doing my hamburger series here on YouTube, and I was coming up with kind of exploring alternatives to Mod Podge and matte medium, and this glue super surprised me. It's really strong. It dries fast. It dries 100% clear. So it is perfect for mixed media projects if you need some serious glue. It's awesome. And it did the trick. Now, I'm not it's pretty thick and hard to work with. So I'm just using it literally under those pieces. I'm not doing what I would do if I was using matte medium when it's under, over, slopping it on. I'm just using it to adhere it. I took my hair dryer and dried it. It dries super fast. So it's really an ideal glue. So now for the scrapbook papers that I picked out, I just picked them out. They match both this, the larger, tougher paper I just glued down, and they kind of tied that together with the scrapbook papers I'm going to be using for the body in just a minute. And when I do the body cutouts and everything, I will keep that in real time for you so that you can see exactly how it's done. But I'm basically using the matte medium here. And again, the wood is really, really thirsty though, so you have to use a lot. The wood just sucks it all out. And then your pieces are not on, so it buckles, and it really, you can see I'm really burnishing those pieces down with my sponge, because the wood is like the wood is really like a sponge, and it all goes down in it. And with that being said, I do end up gessoing, and again, the wood just sucks it up completely. So it's very different than working on canvas, and it's weird. It just kind of like eats up your materials. Very, very different experience. But it's always a pleasure getting creative. And again, I was going to be doing something with wet blending, but again, it was like the wood gobbled up my paint, and it didn't move half as much as I wanted it to. So I'm not going to lie. At this point, I'm kind of freaking out. Like, oh, great. I just painted over all of that beautiful paper that I just put down. And I was really trying to wet blend, but the wood kept eating up my paint. So I just really keep working at it and keep working out of it. It was a little dicey, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm adding in a little bit of gesso there. So it wasn't moving. And this is the difference between working on canvas and working on wood. It's a very, very different substrate, and it makes your materials behave out of the ordinary, I should say. But I kept at it. I kept just kind of working at it, I guess, until I was kind of happy. And it was, sometimes, and this is common, I think, for so many people, it's just easy to give up. You're like, forget it. I already ruined it. It's really, 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 really easy, especially with mixed media, to get beaten down by the ugly phase, if you're doing a phase, especially, or just if things aren't going your way. I please want to encourage you to just keep going. Just keep working. You have to be flexible and just kind of go with the flow. At this point in time, I am super bummed out that the background isn't like the way that I envisioned it. And you know what you do? You just keep moving. I'm like, all right, well, you know what? It is what it is. This is the situation. Nobody was hurt in the making of this project. You have to forge forward. So I'm just kind of like setting a new direction. I'm like, all right, what can I do now? You need to get over it. Like, it's not going the way you want it. Get over it. So I stenciled in the corners with just using some gesso and some text just for shits and giggles, because I needed to move forward with my life and get the girl on there. So take your body template, and then you're gonna trace it on the back side of a scrapbook paper of your choice. I love to use like music. I love to use text. This is kind of, the scrapbook paper design is like old like ledger graph paper kind of. So it has a very like vintagey feel. So once you have her cut out, then it's time to design some clothes. We do this in real time in last week's project, and I will put a link to that at the end if you want to go back and see this in real time designing clothes. But you essentially lay her down, and you can put some trace paper over it, and then you can kind of design a little dress or some pants and a top, and then you can put it, you'll see in a second how we'd figure that out, and then we put it onto the canvas. But what I noticed was that my background is really just blue and white, and I knew I was going to be adding her dress, which is in that print paper to the right, which is like this beautiful red and cream. So I thought, before I get too far down the road with this girl, let's add some of that color onto the background, because the way that you have guaranteed success in terms of colors for any composition is to just repeat the colors. So I knew that red and cream were coming, so I went ahead and just added some red and cream to the background. So I knew when I put the girl on there that she was going to be all good and she was going to match perfectly. And then I could do whatever else I was going to do. So I designed my dress for the girl, and then I used transfer paper to transfer the design onto the back of the scrapbooking paper. I cut out the design and then it should fit over my girl. It's not perfect. They never are, but that's okay. It's a girl, it's a cutout, you know? You do the best that you can. So my canvas is nice and dry at this point, and I'm laying down a thick layer of Mod Podge because, again, like, we need this girl to be nicely adhered to the wood canvas. So that's Mod Podge. You can, oh my gosh, I almost put gesso on. You see me grab that gesso? I thought it was matte medium and I was like, oh, that's gesso. Sorry for my head. The clothes getting on is tricky. So I'm really like laying down the Mod Podge, getting everything, because I'm done with painting. I just did a video on this too, which is like when to use Mod Podge and when to use matte medium. And yes, I really was flirting with the idea of putting that little pocket on like 100 times. So close. But anyways, so Mod Podge is great to use on top of your acrylic. So when you're done all painting, you can go ahead and slap on as much Mod Podge as you want all day long. I'm giving her a little handbag, which I made out of a circle punch. And then I'm just dotting in the little chain. I mean, come on. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. Look at that little purse. So fun. And then we're going to design some shoes. So after the Mod Podge dries, you can kind of doodle wherever you want, anywhere you want on the canvas. You can stamp, and that's just what I'm about to do. So here I'm just giving her some shoes. I'm using my Pitt pens. If you're familiar with my mixed media hamburger system, this is where it was born, was doing these projects with my older students. I mean, older in time students that used to be children, actually. We used to do projects like this all the time, and that's where I discovered how well the Pitt pens work over the Mod Podge layer. You can really do a lot of blending and outlining, and you can also erase because it's not permanent again until you add another layer of Mod Podge. So it's super great to be able to erase your markers. Hello. So I take full advantage of that feature. So I'm using an Arteza paint pen to paint on top. I normally don't do any painting or even use paint pens on my Mod Podge. It just doesn't stick as well, but I knew that I was going to be doing a final layer of sealant at some point, so it's okay. So again, I'm just using my Pitt pens to add like a little dimension to her dress. That pink that I'm using is from the Pitt pen portrait pack. Oh, that is a lot of P's. I didn't even screw that up. And so you can just kind of like blend it on. The Mod Podge makes a really nice slippery surface, so you can kind of just add in some skin tones if you like. The only problem with tracing the body templates is they come out to be a little bit like wider than I would like to be. So sometimes I do what I'm doing now, which is I just take like a fine pen and I just kind of outline within it. And then it kind of just like the visual representation of being more finer and detailed. Yeah, I really like it. The pencil doesn't work on the Mod Podge. I did try that. But again, because it's Mod Podge, you can take a wipe and just wipe away any undesirable lines, or if you make a mistake, it wipes away so easily. So it's like super freeing to be able to just create even in pen or marker and know that you can erase it. It's pretty magical. So, oh, she's looking so sassy. So now I need to figure out like what else is going to bring this whole thing together. Giving her some cheeks. Again, if you go too crazy, just take a wipe. You can wipe it right off. And I'm still want to give her like just like a travel vibe. I didn't want her just be sitting around at home. So I have these travel stamps, and here's like this beautiful Gothic archway, and that one was crooked. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just stamped that crooked. What can I do about that? Again, mixed media. So my most best mixed media design ideas come from gigantic mistakes. So now I have this undesirable thing right there, and I'm going like, oh geez, what do I do now? So when in doubt, throw a quote on your canvas. I do it every time. It works like a charm. So I found one that was in the spirit of travel. A short stroll may lead to a big adventure. I thought, perfect. It goes with my stamps. And again, because I have the Mod Podge down, you can just wipe away any excess, whatever. It's magical. So I had too much gesso. No problem. Just wiped it away. Put some more travel stamps around her. kind of ties the whole thing together. I've been on a bit of a button rampage lately, and I am not sorry because the buttons are so super cute, and the color scheme like ties it together, and then like it matches her hair and her shoes, and then it also gives this like three-dimensional element to it. And then because I have the collage pieces under there, when I take my stamp pad and kind of run it around, it picks up on the wrinkles. I can't even. It's so yummy. I could do this all day long. And then like all of a sudden my like design comes together. So I had all those mishaps and like awkward moments of weird paint sucking up and like hating the background and ruining the paper and all these things. But then it's like if you can be super flexible and change directions at a moment's notice, you can do literally anything with mixed media. And you will be so surprised, and you will surprise yourself at the pieces that you can come up with if you can just learn to kind of go with the flow. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. I have the most fun, super easy project next week with this dog. I have a free download so you can trace him. So if you have no drawing skills required, and I hope to see you this time next week, subscribe and I will see you there.